Okay, hold on for a second. That came completely out of nowhere. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a look at Italian heavy vehicles. We are going to take a look at the Developer Diaries episodes World of Tanks just released. But they have some miscommunication going on at the moment, I believe, because look at this. On the EU site, no such news. I had to go to the Russian site and then to the NA site to get the English version, but when I clicked on this video, which was released, or article which was released 41 minutes ago, it was taken down. So I actually found it from the official World of Tanks Europe site, Developer Diaries Italian heavy tanks. They didn't say anything else in this article, just Italian heavy tanks. Subtitles in your supported language are available. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, so let's make it big. Without further ado, let's see what they have to say about Italian heavy tanks. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, completely out of nowhere, and sorry for being 40 minutes too late. I know I can be faster, I can be 40 minutes faster. I try next time to provide you oven fresh information. So, let's see what they have to say about Italian heavy tanks. I haven't seen this video, so we're all going to watch it together.
In December 2019, the Italian Heavy Tanks branch was announced at WG Fest in Moscow. A lot of work has been done since then. It's time to demonstrate to you the technological pinnacle of Italian heavy tanks, featuring an improved auto-reloader system.
Improved auto-reloader system. Improved. Let's see. Exciting, actually.
Italy is a country with a long history of building heavy tanks. There's the Fiat 2000 from World War I. During the interwar period, Italians were making heavy tanks at the request of the USSR. Italians started developing vehicles for themselves since late 1938. According to the Italian classification, they were heavy vehicles, but the weight of these vehicles didn't exceed 30 tons and decreased even more later on. The end of World War II put Italian tank building on hold. The country's damaged economy was supported by the Marshall Plan. However, even with external help, Italy couldn't afford any major leaps in tank development after World War II. In any case, they couldn't even produce heavy armament. But that didn't mean they couldn't design new
Italian tank design school. This is what they have said all the time in the documents. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Officially in front of you, history lesson, Italian tank design school. Boom. I've been looking for it. You can see the transmissions and all those things are being discussed at the moment. Let's go.
Heavy tanks. The new line will branch off the P-43 BIS at Tier 6. It will include 4 vehicles. At Tier 7, there is the Carro da P-88. Although it is the only Italian heavy tank without an auto-reloader, it has 2 cyclical guns with a high rate of fire at its disposal.
Okay, so let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Starting from Tier 7, the Tier 7 one doesn't have the newly improved auto-reloader gun as, like usually, in the Italian medium tank Tech 3 as well. Pantera B44 is the first who gets it, basically. So, average damage 240, average penetration 164, rate of fire 8 shells, 8 rounds per minute. Seems to be pretty standard for the Tier 6, right?
There's a hint of another reworked wartime project in this tank, a concept using a rear transmission arrangement. The hull was longer, but maintenance was easier. This solution brings to mind the experience of British designers who tried to make heavy tanks out of light tanks. That is why this Italian has good mobility for a heavy with average armor.
Yeah, this vehicle seems to have good mobility for the average armor, but looking at the shape, looking at the hull, it is going to be very hard to deal with in World of Tanks, because people have a lot easier time to hit you behind the cover, all those things. It's very hard to hide those type of vehicles, but it's unique, I guess.
That is why this Italian has good mobility for a heavy with average armor. The branch continues with the Progetto CC55 Mod 54 at Tier 8. It was influenced by not only the American pilot projects of the early 1950s, but also by the fact that most tanks in service with the Italian Army in the 50s and 60s were produced in America, the M46 and M47. In general, the concept of post-war tanks resembled the American Pershing. These vehicles were in service with the Italian army by the mid-60s. The Progetto CC55 Mod 54 is better protected than its predecessor and has a more powerful 105mm gun. But the most interesting aspect of the Progetto CC55 is that it's the first appearance of the Italian Heavies' improved auto-reloader.
360 Alpha, 220 pen, tier 8. I have seen better penetration, but the 360 for an auto-reloader, not bad, very good. 16, 13, 11. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you can already see what is going on over here, maybe.
Let's talk more about it.
Improved auto-reloading.
When there's no danger, shells auto-reload similarly to Italian medium tanks. The first shell loads the slowest, the last the fastest. The differences begin when you start shooting. For example, let's take a situation when the first shell is ready to fire and the second one is still loading. If it was fired from an Italian medium tank, you would have to wait the full shell loading time. After a shot, the improved mechanic starts working, which facilitates the gun reloading. A special marker will be displayed next to the loading timer. The reloading time of the next shell will start gradually decreasing. Once the marker turns white, the loading time will be halved, a nice bonus. You can fire at any moment, but the longer the shell reloads, the faster the next shell becomes available. Take a shot before the shell reloads completely. Otherwise, the next shell will be loaded as normal. The new mechanics will contribute to the gameplay variety of the Italian vehicles. So, in the near future, we'll focus on testing it properly.
Very interesting. Okay, I believe let's go over it again for a second.
The improved mechanic starts working, which facilitates the gun reloading. A special marker will be displayed next to the loading timer. The reloading time of the next shell will start gradually decreasing. Once the marker turns white, the loading time will be halved, a nice bonus. You can fire at any moment, but the longer the shell reloads, the faster the next shell becomes available. Take a shot before the shell reloads completely. Otherwise, the next shell will be loaded as normal.
Okay. Did you see if you didn't take the shot?
To the gameplay variety.
So did you see if you didn't take the shot, your reload time is going to be longer for the final shell. But if you are in combat, waiting for one extra shell, want to reload it faster, then just take it before it is fully loaded, basically. Wow, very, very weird, but interesting. At first, I have to say, I thought, when they mentioned improved, I thought they're going to do the same reverse auto-reloading like on IS-3A, which means the less shells you have in the magazine, the faster the reload time. So I thought it is going to be about that, but actually not. Wow, okay.
Of the Italian vehicles. So, in the near future, we'll focus on testing it properly. The Tier 9 Progetto C50 was inspired by German developments. By the late 50s, the Germans started working on their own tank design. Back then, it was called the Standardpanzer. The French were interested in this project, and it helped them create the AMX-30 later on. But the Italians were the first ones to get the Zero Series Standardpanzer. It's safe to assume that these developments influenced the project as they are embodied in the new branch at Tier 9. The Progetto C50 Mod 66 has all the features of a mobile heavy tank, good dynamics, great frontal armor, a powerful 120mm gun with an improved auto-reloading system.
Okay, so average damage 400, 268 penetration, nice. It is a tier 10 gun, seems like it 13 seconds, 15 seconds and 17 seconds reload times right here. So 13 seconds using this new system. A bit faster, I guess. Well, anyway, depression minus 9 degrees, 20 elevation, very, very solid. And all those vehicles, besides the tier 7, which looks weird, but tier 8, tier 9, and most likely tier 10 as well, are, in my opinion, freaking the coolest looking tanks in this game. Like, look at this. They all look super modern. Love it. But, yeah, let's see. Super early details, as you can see. Not even HD quality.
And good elevation and depression angles. This turns it from a support vehicle into a self-reliant combat vehicle. The pinnacle of the branch is a tank with the exotic name Rhino, which means Rhino in Italian. This tank is highly mobile, which allows it to initiate an attack on the flanks along with medium tanks. And its great armor enables it to lead the advance. It's armed with a 127mm gun that deals 490 damage per shot. And it's equipped with the improved auto-reloading system whose combat performance can't be underestimated.
Okay, for the start, and they ruined it. Forget what I said about beautiful looking tanks. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? It is the Construct 1B on an Italian body. Anyway, 127mm gun. Otto Melara gun, 490 damage, very sexylicious. 268 penetration, very sexylicious. Same reload timers, 17, 15, 13. New improved auto-reloader. But what the fuck is this? Seriously.
Improved auto-reloading system whose combat performance can't be underestimated. The Rhino has a unique set of characteristics that allow it to switch battle tactics. Summarizing the branch, it's safe to say that these vehicles are very mobile and can hold their own in firepower compared to same-tier vehicles. At the final stages of testing, they will be shaped into completely capable vehicles that don't break the current balance.
I hope so.
Along with the researchable vehicles in the Italian tech tree, the Progetto C45 Mod 71 Tier 8 premium tank will be added to the game.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I was expecting for something like this. Here it is.
It will be the first to be sent to Super Test, so let us tell you a bit more about it. This project is a combat vehicle concept that was a result of Italian designers studying German developments. A whole series of vehicles was developed with a significantly increased combat weight, but a relatively low profile. Additionally, new development in armor protection was happening at that time. In particular,
okay,
weight,
I have to
but a
show
relatively
that to you.
low profile.
Look at that guy.
Additionally, new development in armor protection was happening at that
time. I'm banging
time.
to all.
In particular, spaced armor made its return after being developed during World War II. The Progetto C45 Mod 71 has great upper glacis angles and somewhat rounded turret corners.
It looks nice.
Its
looks
effective
okay.
armor is great and has additional protection in the form of screens. This tank feels comfortable against same-tier enemies on the front line. And it's even better in positional combat if you have a chance to use terrain to your advantage. The depression angle of minus 10 degrees allows it to completely hide the hull and block damage with the turret. In this position, the effective armor increases even more, and it can become a big problem for many enemies. The 105mm gun and 3-shell magazine can deal 1,000 damage in 6 seconds. And of course, it has the improved auto-reloading system that will enable it to feel confident in any situation. The situation requires firing like a cyclical vehicle? Great! Got a chance to deal a lot of damage to the enemy with all 3 shells? Sure thing. The enemy won't let you safely reload your magazine? No problem. You can still bring the fight in cyclical firing mode. And the most calculating soldier can even shoot twice at the enemy and switch to cyclical firing.
Okay, we get it. We get it. You don't have to speak the longest about upcoming premium tank. I wanted to hear more about the Dectra vehicle, to be honest. Let's see.
Enemy has very aiming characteristics despite the nice view range of 300.
Aiming time 2.7 seconds, view range 380. Okay, anyway. We are definitely coming back to this vehicle. I believe they are going to release some more information about it soon, so you are going to see a dedicated video about the upcoming premium tag, which most likely is going to be here fairly soon. Like they did with Progetto 46. They introduced that way before the Dectra vehicles, so most likely it is going to be over here rather sooner rather than later. Anyway, talking about the Italian Dectra, tier 9, like beautiful looking. It is going to be beautiful looking tank, 100%. Like pretty nice gun stats seems to be, yeah. And the tier 10 one is just super interesting looking vehicle, to be honest to you. 127mm gun, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know what you think about this new reload mechanic. It's I wasn't expecting anything like this, to be honest with you.
Situation when the first shell is ready to fire and the second one is still loading.
Yeah.
If it was fired from an Italian medium tank, you would have to wait the full shell loading time.
Yes.
After a shot, the improved mechanic starts working, which facilitates the gun reloading. A special marker will be displayed next to the loading timer. The reloading time of the next shell will start gradually decreasing. Once the marker turns white, the loading time will be halved. A nice bonus.
Not bad. So what what do you think about this system? Like, please let me know. Because DPM, how do you calculate the DPM now? Your DPM is going to be all the time different. In all the different situations you get yourself into, your DPM is going to be different. Anyway, beautiful people, Developer Diaries episode out from nowhere about Italian heavy tanks. Please hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts about this topic. I would love to hear your feedback. It is very interesting, to say the least. Quite hyped about the Italian heavy tank Dectra, to be honest, because it needs some more vehicles. Like Czech Dectra needs some more vehicles. Anyway, beautiful people, I thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about that. I catch you next time with something else. Stay awesome, stay sexy, take care, and bye.